So every now and then people will ask me, hey, Matt, how come you don't start your sales presentations by asking people in the group what their needs are? And it seems logical. It is logical to ask people at the beginning what they hope to get out of your presentation. It's a fair question. Having said that, I very rarely do it.
So, Dad, why do you do these videos?
Hey guys, it's Matt Gambino helping you level up your skills in sales and marketing. This is the place to learn how to acquire new customers and advance your careers in sales and marketing. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and don't forget to check out show notes and links to other resources down below. It's a common scenario in EdTech sales to only be able to meet with one or two decision makers before you do your sales presentation for the entire committee. It's a cyclical sale, and chances are you're only going to be able to cycle through a few people before you go in and give your big sales presentation. So you can count on doing a lot of sales presentations where you're meeting people for the very first time. That's just the way it works. And it's reasonable to want to ask these new people what they hope to get out of your presentation before you get started. You might even go to the whiteboard and bullet out those needs for that extra nice touch, you know? Now, I try to avoid going this route, and in this video, I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to give you some suggestions on what to do instead. So let's get to it. Anyone in my position is going to tell you that you have to do your due diligence and you have to do exploration before you can assume to come in and do a sales presentation. Having said that, there's going to be 8 or 9 or 10 people in that room you haven't met with before, and it's reasonable to want to do some sort of exploration with them before you start throwing slides at them or throw a demo at them. I get it. But here's the reality. Even in the touchy-feely world of education, we're still guilty until proven innocent in the eyes of a lot of educators. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And the last thing I want to have happen is for somebody in the room to say to himself, it doesn't matter what I tell this guy. He's already got his PowerPoint already racked up. He's going to tell me what he's going to tell me anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. That's not a fair characterization, but it is consistent with how a lot of people look at sales folks right out of the gate. I'm not given the benefit of the doubt. I've got to earn that credibility first. So another reason why I don't poll the group before I start is, and I hear this from education salespeople all the time, is that there's often misalignment between the decision makers themselves in the room. And the last thing I want to have happen is a Lord of the Flies situation where people are airing their grievances right before I get started. Why? Because most likely there's another vendor right behind me. And I don't want my presentation to be unfairly characterized as an unorganized disaster because people were arguing, only to have the next vendor come in and be viewed as the conquering hero. And thirdly, who has 5 hours, man? I mean, if I start the presentation by saying, what are your needs? What are your needs? Oh, what are your needs? What are your needs? Well, I could be getting 10 different needs from 10 different people. And now I've got to figure out a way on the fly to deliver on meeting those needs in a certain amount of time, or not. It's a conundrum. As a salesperson, I'm supposed to be concerned with what the buyer's needs are. But I also have to be concerned with providing evidence that we can deliver on specific capabilities that I learned from the 1 or 2 people I did have the opportunity to speak with. So how do you reconcile those two things? Look, you've talked to a couple of people. You were able to tease out capabilities needed from those people that you know you can deliver on in your demo. You also have the opportunity to comment that those needs are very consistent with what you're hearing from other school districts or other higher ed institutions or other workforce development departments. So I'm excited to be here. I'm already jumping into role play. I'm sorry. I'm excited to be here because the purpose of our time together is to prove to you that we can deliver capabilities that you folks and other folks are telling us that they need. Look, I give first. What I'm giving is insight and an understanding of the needs that I've been able to learn so far, along with needs that I'm hearing from other institutions just like yours. But that's not nearly enough because, again, you've got 10 people in there with their own distinct needs that you haven't talked to yet. So why not plan to make half of the time full of content that you are prepared to show? And why not prepare to make the other half open oxygen so that you can enable these folks to ask their own questions, give their own perspective, make their own commentary on what they need? That's what a presentation is, you guys. It's not me stuffing 90 minutes of my own content into 60 minutes of time. It's an open air situation where everyone feels they have an opportunity to talk with me and to talk with each other. That's what a presentation's supposed to be. Another way to look at this is, instead of saying, hey, tell me what your needs are and then we'll get started, how about I provide you with insight and evidence, and then I can open it up so that you can tell me, what else are we supposed to be talking about? So, as always, I hope this was helpful. If it was, you'll be doing me a real favor if you smash that like button and share this video with your friends and your neighbors and your colleagues. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next episode.